Hi there, this is Joy with Ignite Life, and I would like to talk about a really common scenario that I see with my clients. And this is actually also something that I have seen in myself time and time again. And this is really a great hack for understanding how your subconscious affects your reality, and also a way to profoundly change your reality by understanding the way your subconscious operates. So I want to talk about self-limiting beliefs, and especially when we have a subconscious self-limiting belief. So I'm going to use myself as an example for this. So using the Zyto Evox technology that I use in my sessions, which I've also used a lot on myself as well, I came to discover a subconscious stress pattern through that software for myself of feeling unacknowledged. And now this is a subconscious stress pattern, a subconscious self-limiting belief. And up until seeing the reports from the software on myself, I didn't really, it resonated. Like, yeah, I could say that I felt unacknowledged. But when I started to think about this stress pattern and how it was affecting me subconsciously, it helped me to really identify a lot of patterns in my life that I was then able to actually change. And so if we think of a self-limiting belief that's subconscious, so feeling unacknowledged is our example here for me. And so if I have a self-limiting belief, a subconscious belief that I'm unacknowledged, then I will unconsciously create scenarios and situations in my life so that I will continue to feel unacknowledged, because that is coherent with my subconscious belief system. Therefore, I will avoid situations of feeling acknowledged and validated, because that would create a crack in my reality. That would be incoherent with my subconscious belief system. So what does that mean? So here's some real life examples. So for me, for example, I know that I've had some long-standing behavior patterns, especially before I was aware of this subconscious stress pattern, that, for example, I wouldn't be good at accepting compliments. I would always try to divert compliments or attention away from myself. So, for example, if someone was trying to acknowledge me with a compliment, I would say, "Oh, it's no big thing," or oh, it was them, it wasn't me. And that was a pattern I had from a very young age. Also that, I was a very shy child. I was very much like a wallflower in a lot of ways. And then also, looking at more scenarios of like, how have I continued to divert acknowledgement, validation, or attention from other people? And I can look at my own past behavior patterns, and actually I can identify there's a lot of ways that I've done this. And so once I became aware of feeling unacknowledged as a common subconscious belief that I had, what I did is I started to inspect this belief. And I already could tell, yeah, I do feel unacknowledged a lot of the time. But when I started to think of this as a belief system, and that I was actually creating my reality based on that belief that I was unacknowledged, I implemented a technique that I often recommend to people, which is to stalk yourself, or to become like a detective. And so what I did is I started to stalk myself in all the ways that I would create more situations for myself so I'd keep feeling unacknowledged. And I just went through a week. It's like anytime you identify a potential self-limiting belief or a subconscious belief that you're ready to let go of, a great method is to just pick that belief, pick that pattern, that scenario, that thought, and stalk yourself for a week. You don't have to do anything about it. Simply be a detective. Take notes for a week. What are all the scenarios, the situations that you've created in your life where you feel this way? And you might actually find that there's a lot more little ways that you do this than you ever thought when you just take a week to simply watch yourself. And now in this week, I recommend don't get your fingers tangled in it. All right, there's no need to move into a shame spiral. There's no need to beat yourself up for these patterns. All you need to do is simply celebrate the fact that you are doing something about it now simply by witnessing it and increasing awareness. And so what I find is that after this week or so of just observing and creating awareness, you're already going to start to notice that you start to auto-correct yourself. That you realize like, whoa, I wasn't aware of this pattern. Now I'm seeing it. Now I have the opportunity to do something different. Whereas before, when this was just a purely subconscious belief, I had no ability to change it because I was unaware of it. But now I've taken this week of watching myself. I'm becoming more and more in tune with how this subconscious belief has actually influenced my behavior patterns and my thoughts and my emotions and all these things. So it's actually really powerful. If you start to get just an inkling of a limiting belief, is to just start to watch yourself and to ask, how have I created this? And a lot of times we don't like to go into that. You know, a lot of times it's easier to live in a universe where it's the universe, something from the outside that's doing things to us. However, it's very empowering when we start to believe how powerful we are at creating our own reality. That, oh, I'm in this scenario, and a huge part of that is because of these subconscious beliefs that have led me here, or have kept me here, or they've kept me from moving on, maybe. And so when we start to recognize that our subconscious beliefs are really the foundation of our reality, and that we start to recognize those beliefs, and it allows us the power to make change. So this whole process, really use it as a way to empower yourself, use it as a way to change your life. This is a technique that I have applied to myself again and again and again. And I can tell you every time that I do, it brings so much light to places that were dark, that it was unseen, unknown, confusing. So use this technique, and I always love to hear what you found out from using it.